I got kicked off the football team in high school. And back then, it was either you played football or you played in the band, because they were during the same season.
Right.
So when that happened, I got back into music, and then I started at college, and I started playing in different combos and whatnot in college, and I've been involved in stuff ever since. And I've always had a strong desire to try to juxtapose different types of music that people would. So in that sense, we're trying to do reggae that isn't really reggae.
As opposed
some
to
people, you know,
like
some people
roots
would,
reggae, the Rastafarian reggae, you know, the
well, some people, and some.
Well, I would think that's kind of, well, yeah, definitely.
You know, it's like, who's to say it's not as legitimate simply because of the person's skin color? It's like saying a black guy can't sing country. And we all know
I think that Charlie Rich proved everybody heard Charlie Rich
Ray
was
Charles,
silver.
he was doing stuff that was similar to country too, but more of a gospel soul.
Do you run into that a lot when you go to these places?
Not necessarily, because we've been around for quite a while, and we've got a pretty good reputation for delivering the goods, you know, and so I think people accept us as being the unique thing that we are.
How many people, run down the list, the crew of the Planetary Refugees?
Presently, it's myself, I play drums, and then we have Dave Held playing bass guitar, and he's been playing with us for about 4 years now. And then we have Jeff Schmidt playing keyboards, and he's been with us since '95. And then we've got Richard, he and I started the thing together back in '90. He's Richard Taylor doing the singing. And then Randy Mead playing saxophone and flute, and he's been with us at least a good 5 years as well. And then the latest addition is Lindsay Love, and he just joined up about 3-4 months ago, and he's an old road warrior country bluegrass guy.
Really?
And so he brings in, he's doing some banjo picking and some, you know, different, gives it a different feel.
You can incorporate the banjo into reggae or ska?
Oh yeah, we got a new song called Dance Hall Cowboy that it gels with magically.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What do the refugees have coming up as far as, I know that you guys have released 1 CD?
We've released 1 CD and 2 tapes prior to that, so and we're in the process. So we've written 12 new songs, and we took a little time off this month. Richard's actually took the month off down in Mexico. He's doing some networking down in Mexico. And so we're going to get back together next month and start recording our 4th project.
All right.
And Randy's he just finished building a straw bale earth ship up in the mountains north of Colville, up in Onion Creek.
Wait a second.
I haven't been up there yet. I haven't been up there since.
A straw bale earth ship?
Yeah, he's big into the whole low impact permaculture kind of.
Okay. It's one of those houses that's insulated with the hay bales.
Yeah, it's all out of hay bales, and then it's stuccoed over the top. And I hear it looks like a fusion between Old Mexico and the Flintstones. But I haven't seen it yet. But he's got a home studio set up there, and so we're going to go up there and do all the production work.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
It's all self-produced, and we pretty much have our own production company and our own label. And
what's the name of the label?
Just Planetary Refugees Records. Okay. We just self-titled. You know, it's just part of the company, and so that's what we're working on with that. We're going to start getting going on that pretty quick. So we should be able to get that done sometime in April, I believe. We're going to try to shoot for having it ready for the market, and then we'll go out and start gigging more.
I was going to say, do you have any gigs coming up that you guys wanted to plug? I mean, Richard is in Mexico, but...
Right, we do have a show. We're going to be in Colville for doing a benefit for the Colville Food Co-op on the 7th of March. And then we have a show the 15th, I believe it is, in Coeur d'Alene at Capone's. It's our buddy Tom Capone's 3rd annual 40th birthday party.
Great.
And so, you know, it's become kind of a tradition there. And so that's pretty much all. We had something booked at Schweitzer, but that fell through because of the snow conditions directly affecting the entertainment budget. Some of those intangibles.
You want to explain that a little bit?
Well, there wasn't quite as much snow this year, so they didn't have as much revenue as they expected.
All right. I thought it was entertainment budget on your guys' end.
No, not at all. Not at all. Strictly a management
the bus got
decision.
there, right?
We always get there, one way or another.
Well, if you're driving all the way to Whitefish, Montana, Can you run down some of the members of like Petting Zulu and Soup as well? I mean, we might as well get all your mates.
Sure,
mentioned on
sure.
here.
Petting Zulu is a 7-piece group, and that we got a show coming up tomorrow night.
Friday night?
Friday night at Outback Jack's. We're going to be playing with
my.
Delbert, which I believe is a bunch of Cheney guys.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But anyhow, with Delbert and the Carcinogens, and that's the ska band. And that's, I play percussion in that one. And then Jeff Schmidt, who plays keyboards with Planetary Refugees, plays drums in that one.
All right.
And then Nick Wiebe, who used to play with Citizen Swing, is playing bass. And then Dennis Henderson, who used to be with Havana Blast, is the front man in that project. He's singing. And then we have Steve Harla playing guitar, and Bob Stanley playing the keyboards, and Ken Mundell playing the saxophone.
That's a huge group.
It's a fun, big group. We have a lot of fun. It's a real high energy, upbeat.
I'm trying to picture the stage at Outback Jack's. You're going to be able to squeeze all your stuff on there?
It gets pretty packed. It gets pretty packed. But it's fun. And then in Soup, I'm playing the drums in that one, and then Jeff Schmidt again. He and I work a lot on a lot of this stuff. He's playing keys in that one. Then we have Ethan Hageman playing the bass, Zach Stewart playing the guitar, and we just added Eddie Taylor, who just moved out here from Detroit, playing the flute. And that's just a 5-piece there. More of like a beat jazz thing.
Now I think that we've referenced ska and reggae. Isn't reggae a descendant of ska music, or is it vice versa? How does that work?
As far as I understand, reggae came after ska.
Mm-hmm.
Ska was like a Jamaican attempt to emulate the Motown sound.
Really?
That's what I understand. See,
the
people
whole
have
Berry
different-
Gordy wall of sound thing?
A lot of the early recordings, like especially off like the Trojan label, that kind of stuff is very similar in its production value, and it's more up tempo, a little bit faster, and then the reggae stuff hit later in the '70s.
Mm-hmm.
That Bob Marley and
Right.
Peter Tosh and.
I wanted to
Gregory
ask you,
Isaacs.
I know that you do some work with kids in the Spokane area. Can you run some of that down for us?
Right. I have a little side project called Creative Arts for the Global Classroom, where I go to different grade schools and junior highs and high schools and do multicultural arts and crafts and music presentations. Drawing, depending on the specific needs of the school. Sometimes they'll want me to come in and do more craft-oriented or art-oriented stuff, and I'll bring examples of different folk art from around the world, or they'll want music, and we've brought in drum groups to some schools. We brought in little combos to some schools. We played with the reggae band at some schools. Mm-hmm. And it's just trying to expose the youth to some of the different sounds that are out there and some of the different looks.
Do you get a pretty good response when you go and perform for these kids?
Oh yeah, by all means. Kids love it. Kids love music,
Yeah. Oh,
and if you give them a chance to clap and jump around and dance at school, it really makes the whole school experience that much more dynamic and fun for them. Because learning can be fun, and that's one of the things that we're trying to put across there.
I think learning should be fun, because if you can't keep a kid focused.
Yeah, see, I got my degree in teaching back in 1991, and this marketplace is just flooded with teaching candidates. So I figured we got to come up with something that's going to try to give me a little bit of an advantage that also complements my other interests, my other passions,
Absolutely,
which are music and art. And so I figured, hey, maybe I can sell this little package to some schools.
Well,
and I'm
great.
trying to work a deal with the Cheney Grade School to do something out here next month.
Well, I hope you're able to get out here. Dave, thanks for coming on to the program.
Thanks,
and
Chris.
I hope I want to get one of your guys' CDs once you're done with it next month.
Oh yeah,
All
We'll
right.
make sure and get you one for the
I'll
radio.
give you a call. A couple days ago, Mandy had the opportunity to speak with Eddie Wood of the Spokane Chiefs, and I think we happened to catch that on videotape as well. So if we can roll that videotape, me and Dave will get out of here.